What's up, guys? Behind me we've got a Camaro. It's an LT1 car, a local customer we just installed a front end kit on, and just going to go over some details of the LT1 Camaro specific install to kind of give you some tips and stuff you might be looking for when you're doing your install. So let's check it out. One of the first things you'll notice about the LT1 kit here is it does not have the RSM plate in the middle. And that's because it keeps the factory headlight bezel, because it kind of retains everything. You can see I put a tab off the hoop in the middle to support it. You know, it doesn't take much to support that. That's a pretty rigid piece. Anytime you get an LT1 kit, it's going to come with these spacers. Those allow this headlight assembly to bolt to the bracket and not hit anything. Might have to do a little bit of trimming to get the headlight bulb in on the outside. You know, I suggest getting a little bit of an updated headlight LED or something where you don't have to deal with the bulbs. This car had hood pins, and it's really easy just to add a tab there, put the pin through. That's usually kind of where they fall off the headlight bracket. Don't have to do anything crazy there. On every front end kit that I install here at the shop, I always put these tabs hanging off the frame rail on the bottom. These end up being right here on your inside of the lower bumper. And you can take these little nutserts that are in here factory and just take a screwdriver and kind of bend them out where you can get them out, flip it over where your bolt goes in this way, and that'll secure the bottom of your bumper really rigid, keep it from flopping. Also on the LT1, you have these little retainers here. The 98 to 02 cars have a little bit different style tab, but it actually bolts to the fender. This does not. So I suggest making something like this that'll focus, to where when you put it on, it will draw it up into here tight and not let it come out. Everything else is pretty standard. The crossbar and the hoop I just placed in a general location on this car because it's still in the build stages. The hoop, I think I actually trimmed a little bit off of it to allow it to go up into the bumper some and get forward of this piece. It just, every setup's kind of unique. You just kind of got to play it by ear and see what works best for what you're doing. So let's get the bumper back on and I'll show you what it looks like with all that. Okay, bumper back on. You can see these pieces here. Keeps this gap pulled in tight. Make sure you don't throw away your little metal flange that goes on the bottom of that, because that really helps clamp that bumper to the fender. By keeping the factory headlight piece here, you still get to use all your little rivets that tie all this stuff in. Makes it super simple to deal with. There's the other piece on the other side. As far as the underside, there's the tab I was talking about. Bolts in from the top. That's kind of the underside view of everything, how it's laid out. So yeah, that's about it. Any questions or comments, you know what to do below. If you got any questions you want to get in more detail about, call the shop, 980-635-1930, or email us, sales@rock-solid-motorsports.com. See you guys.